Hi, everybody, it's Deb. And hey, I was shocked the other day to learn that many of us, over 70% of us, would rather have the sex talk with our children than to have the talk with our parents. The talk about their wishes, their preferences, about end of life. And I can relate to that. I would so much rather have the conversation with my kids about, the sex talk than to get into conversations about end of life. And I've got one tip I'd like to share with you today that I hope will help you as much as it's helped me. So, first of all, it's not a comfortable subject to have that conversation about, and it's also something that brings up a lot of fear within yourself, and there's fear as well in the loved one that you're talking to. So, let's think for a minute. One of the things that I have found to be helpful is to use myself as an example. So my parents, when I first wanted to have these conversations, wanted to collect the information so that I knew how to best honor their wishes, they were not very open with me, not very forthcoming, and frankly, they were resistant. It was awkward. So I decided that maybe perhaps it might be best for me, myself, to go and do it first, to really understand not only just how to ask the questions or have the conversation, but what it felt like to go through the process. So there's some great online tools. I post about them on my community page. Check it out there. But let me just share with you how this all happened. So I went online and I filled out a preferences tool that helped me and walked me through various sorts of questions. I learned some things about myself along the way, but most importantly, I knew what it felt like to answer those questions. So what I decided to do is I decided that rather than sit down with my parents and make it this formal meeting, that I would actually bring what I collected about myself and how I answered those questions, and I brought the information to them. And I said, hey, I want to share with you guys something that I recently did, which is I filled out this information about me and I shared it with my husband. He knows what my wishes are, and I want to share it with you. So I didn't start with some of the tougher ones. I started with some of the fun ones that would make them laugh. Things like, hey, I'm not a plant, but I really am in life because I want to be by a window. I shared with them some of my answers, and then I prompted them through some of theirs. So it worked because we were able to have the dialogue because they saw how I went through it, and they also saw and heard some of the things that I shared with them about what I wanted for myself. What I'd say, don't expect to get through this all in one sitting because it's not going to happen. Number two, you're going to feel awkward. There's no two ways around it. But when you use yourself as the example, my experience has been the conversations go so much easier. So I hope that helps you. I hope you have the conversation, and let me know. Give me your feedback. I'd love to know what works for you. All right. Thanks. Bye.